Speeds, everything speeding. Alrighty. What is going on YouTube, friends? Today we have a sneak peek at episode 176 of my podcast, 176 episodes. It has been a minute. This episode, I have Jason Anthony. Many of you probably have known Jason from his YouTube channel as well as his Instagram channel. Jason owns a creative agency out in Orange County, California, so he's not too far away from me. I've known Jason for a couple of years now, and I've always wanted to have him on the podcast. Scheduling, again, it has been the biggest thing, and so I'm grateful that I was able to get Jason on the podcast for a solid hour. And I'll leave a link in the description, as well as I'll have an iCard somewhere here for you guys to check out the podcast episode. Again, I'm doing a lot more interviews in this day and age, but also everything in regards to the business side of things on the podcast, filmmaking. Not necessarily gear stuff, although I do have gear reviews that I do put out on the podcast. I don't put out on my YouTube channel. And again, the whole thing is to be able to just bring more resources, bring more tools, give you guys more sort of like testimonies or testimonials about where people are, from going from like one-man band, solo operating kind of things, to building their own creative agency like Jason did. And so I want to give you guys a sneak peek at the episode. The episode is live, so you can check it out on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify Podcasts. And without any further blabbering from me, I hope you guys enjoy this little sneak peek, my episode with Jason Anthony.
How they do stuff that maybe it's nice to coach and mentor someone how you do it so that you get that mind reading on set, right? Like, I think it takes a little bit, and I have to be open to, the vets and stuff. Nothing against them. I love them. They're my boys. Like, we work great, but like, every now and then it's like, you have that little argument, like, well, I like to do it this way. It's like, well, I was taught this way. It was like, well, like, let's flip a coin, right? And it's just cool, like, having those moments though, because it like gets your mind going and you're constantly just trying to figure out how to make the workflow just that much better.
Yeah, for sure. There's so much. There's like, man, like a ton of like gold nuggets in that, because like I think for one, going back to the whole solo filmmaking
Yeah.
aspect, which I think many, if not everyone, starts in that
Yeah.
department, and get to a certain point where even having like a PA on set
Yeah.
that can
Yeah.
just move some stands around, it provides
Yup.
you that much more as the DP, as the creative director. It provides you with that much more energy to actually like present the
Yeah.
creativity, and to maybe communicate with like the client or the agency, whoever's there. It just gives you that much more like energy to be creative and not do like the logistical things, right? Again,
Totally.
not to
Totally.
say that none of us are below moving a stand or whatever it is, but when you
I
don't,
think
when
it
you
just
have,
it takes you out of the moment, right? Sorry to cut you off, but like, yeah, just like, and then you have to come back into it.
yeah, exactly, it breaks up the flow of the whole thing,
Yeah.
and it's always great. I think you touched upon it beautifully, where when you can find, sometimes it does take a couple of
Oh yeah.
iterations of like bringing someone in, bringing someone in, not necessarily to like weed out the weak, but essentially you kind of have to, you need a filter. And that filter is there
Yeah.
because there's going to be people who are hungry. They want to work, they want to grow with you, they want to continue to like work with you, because
Yeah.
not only are you leveling up, they're also leveling up. It keeps the
Totally.
business going, and like you said, like you could be in Key West when your boys are in Vegas, another boy is in Orange County, and someone else is wherever they're at. It keeps your
Yeah.
network growing, it keeps your business and your relationships growing, so everyone continuing to eat at the end of the day, right?
Totally, totally. And that's all it is. I mean, I think just nurturing the relationships with clients and your crew is super important. Checking in, making sure everyone's happy, stuff like that too, because, the guys that are busting their ass on set, maybe they don't always say something. So it's nice to check in and let your crewmates know that you care about them and how they're feeling. Like, there's days where I'm a hard ass on set and like, I'm from the East Coast. I'm blunt, I'm honest, I'm sarcastic, but it's like in a loving way. We talk shit. And if you can't talk shit back to me and like match my energy, and it's all case scenario and professionalism, like when it's our small scrappier crews or the client's not around and we're joking around, but I feel like that's what helps move the day like along, and if you gotta like just tiptoe around the whole crew because you're not familiarized with them, and like, you got union sets where it's like you don't cross the boundary of the department roles. Although I respect it and I've worked on a ton of them and continue to, like on my sets, like if my AC wants to move a light and the gaffer's busy and we're like a little nimble, like, yeah, as long as he does it safely, I don't care. Like, I feel like the traditional filmmaking is changing and advancing and just redeveloping so much with the smaller, scrappier crews, the agencies realizing they don't need to spend 500K. They could get just as good of quality for this social campaign for 150 or 200, which naturally shrinks the crew down. I think the camaraderie and the fact that you could be a little bit more nimble, a lot of the clients these past 2 years are like getting drawn to that. Like we had our first shot with Microsoft Xbox during COVID because the big productions weren't open and they were like, holy shit, like you guys can handle this. Like, let's keep you going.